On a freezing night in 1959, 9 hikers did something that defies human logic. They cut their own tent open from the inside and ran barefoot into the snow. They weren't running from an animal. They weren't running from men. They were running from something that the Soviet government would spend decades trying to hide. This is the mystery of Dyatlov Pass, and it begins with a photograph. January 1959. Igor Dyatlov assembles a dream team of Grade 2 hikers. Their goal, the Northern Urals, a Certificate 3 route, the most difficult classification. There were originally 10 of them. One man, Yuri Yudin, fell ill on day 2. He hugged his friends goodbye and turned back. He never saw them again. Yuri would be the only one to survive the mountain. The remaining 9 pushed on, their diaries recording high spirits and laughter. But on February 1st, the weather turned violent. Blinded by snow, Dyatlov made a crucial error. He navigated them up the slope. They were now exposed on the side of Kholat Syakhl, the dead mountain. Instead of going back to the tree line, they pitched their tent right there on the ice. They ate a cold dinner. They took off their boots. They got into their sleeping bags. And then the timeline stops. Silence. Weeks later, when no telegram arrived, the military sent in the helicopters. The pilot spotted a small orange dot against the endless white. When searchers arrived, the tent was collapsed and covered in snow. But all the belongings were still there. Money, food, warm coats. Forensics proved the tent had been slashed with a knife from the inside. Panic. Pure, instant panic. But why? Down the hill, near a cedar tree, they found the first 2 bodies. They were stripped to their underwear, lying next to a tiny, extinguished fire. Their hands were burned. They had tried desperately to climb the tree. Were they climbing away from something on the ground? It took months to find the rest of the group, buried deep in a ravine. This is where the case turns from tragedy to horror. Unlike the first group, these bodies had catastrophic internal injuries, crushed skulls, broken ribs, but no bruises on the skin. Doctors compared the force to a car crash or a shock wave. Dubinina was missing her tongue, Zolotaryov was missing his eyes, and strange traces of beta radiation were found on their clothes. The official Soviet verdict? A compelling natural force. Then, silence. So what was the force? Theory 1, the Kármán vortex. Physics suggests the wind shape of the mountain created infrasound, a low-frequency sound that induces terror, nausea, and madness in humans. Driven insane by the sound, they cut the tent to escape the noise. Theory 2, the parachute mine. The bizarre injuries match the damage caused by a pressure blast. This explains the radiation. It explains the secrecy. Another hiking group 30 miles away saw glowing orange orbs in the sky that night. Did they stumble into a weapons test zone? Or was it simply a slab avalanche, a sheet of snow crushing them in their sleep? If so, why did they walk calmly down the hill? Why the radiation? The files were reopened in 2019, but gave no real answers. We are left with the final photo found on their camera roll, a blurry frame of nothing, or perhaps something. Yuri Yudin passed away in 2013, holding a teddy bear given to him by the group. He spent his life wondering why he was spared. The mountain has never given up its dead, and the wind still howls through the Dyatlov Pass, warning anyone who dares to conquer the dead mountain.